Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com this afternoon from Resurrection Christian High School in Loveland. It's a non-league game as the Brush Bead Diggers take on the Resurrection Christian Cougars. I'm John Beltran as the Bead Diggers come into this game with a 10-4 record with 5 regular season games remaining, all to be played over the next 8 days. And Resurrection Christian at 14-2. One of their losses, 14-0 to Eaton, and the other one came on April the 9th in Brush to the Bead Diggers, 14-13 in 8 innings. Bead Diggers starting line is brought to you by High Plains Bank, hometown service in Higher Plain. That's High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. For assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit, or checking account, see what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank. For the Bead Diggers, batting first is the catcher Alec Peterson. The shortstop, Baby Matos Garcia, hits second. Ryan Hirschfeld, the first baseman, bats third. The cleanup hitter is the pitcher Nico Guzman. Batting fifth is second baseman B.J. Hirschfeld. The DH Oscar Soto hits sixth. Mikey Gutierrez, the third baseman, bats seventh. Center fielder Grayson Simmons hits eighth. And Zane Fow is the right fielder batting ninth. For Resurrection Christian defensively, and Kyle Rosenbrock is not here today. That's why he's not in the lineup. At first base is Jake Tomchek. Josh Miller at second. Luke Mont at third. In between them is Brett Bakerski at short. Around the outfield, Nathan Wiggins in left. Corey Wiggins in center. It is Kobe Bishop in right field. Behind the plate is Del Richardson. And the hard-throwing Jake Lohr is on the mound. And the Bead Diggers have never really had any luck here in Loveland. Resurrection Christian has been very good against the Bead Diggers here, while the Bead Diggers have been the better team slightly, but always a little bit the better team in Brush and Lohr. And these Cougars wearing their white with the navy and the tie-dye caps with black bills. The Bead Diggers in their new maroon jerseys with the gold numerals and the word B etched across the chest. The opening pitch brought to you by State Farm Insurance, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Lohr is a right-hander who throws nothing but gas and some breaking balls. Fastball is down and away. Yeah, I can just tell from here, he's clocking somewhere in the 80s. You can follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. 1-0. Fastball is a strike. On the outer half at the knees, the count is level at 1-1. Bead Diggers lost last year, a year ago. Well, that's last year, obviously 10-0. Here's the wind, the 1-1, and the breaking ball is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. On a windy day here in Loveland, temperature in the low 50s. And the 2-1 bounces in the fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alec Peterson. Bead Diggers coming off a 21-7 victory over Estes Park in 6 innings on Saturday. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball through it right by him. It's 3-2. Resurrection Christian has not lost since Brush beat them nearly 3 weeks ago. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Wine in the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball, and Peterson strikes out to begin this game. Yeah, they're not going to face anybody who throws harder than this guy. That's why Resurrection Christian is ranked number 1 in the state. At least they were for a good portion this season in 2A. Here's Baby Matos Garcia back in the second position in the lineup. And the fastball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Baby back in with an open stance. And the offering. Swung on and fisted foul and out of play. Count is level at 1-1. The wind is fierce. There's no doubt about that. The Morgan County landfill closed today due to those very ferocious winds. 1 ball, 1 strike to Baby Matos Garcia. Just underway in Loveland. Here's the wind and the pitch, and the fastball as a strike took something off it on the outer half at the knees, and it's 1-2. Jake Lohr, the tall, strong right-hander, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is high. Levels the count at 2-2. Beautiful field here in Loveland. No dimensions listed. Matos Garcia calls time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wine and offering. Swung on and fouled straight back on a fastball that was above the letters. And it stays at 2-2. Nathan Wiggins was the starting pitcher last time, and Resurrection Christian had a 7-2 lead in that game in Brush, but the Bee Diggers rallied for the 1-run win. And the 2-2, and that is a called strike 3. Thigh high with a fastball. There's 2 down as Matos Garcia goes down looking, and Jake Lohr struck out the first 2 Bee Diggers. That'll send up Ryan Hirschfeld, who's had a tremendous season at the plate. This month, a 3-hit game, a 4-hit game, 4 2-hit games, 3 for 5 against Estes Park. The pitch, and the breaking ball bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. Jake Lohr is ready. Wine in the offering, swung on and fouled. Twisting out of play, the first baseman giving chase, but can't get to it. And the count is at 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Hirschfeld. Here with 2 down and nobody on. Jake Lohr gets assigned the pitch. Swag and a miss. Nothing but gas there. And the count is at 1-2 to Ryan Hirschfeld. Jake Lohr delivers. Swung on and driven deep to left field. Going back is Wiggins. He's got room shy of the track and makes the basket catch it around his ankles for some reason. The Bee Diggers are retired in order in the top of the first inning. Let's head to the bottom of the first. The Bee Diggers are off the scoreboard. Resurrection Christian is going to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back in Loveland at Resurrection Christian High School. The Bee Diggers did not score in the top of the first inning, and Nico Guzman will get the start for the Bee Diggers on the hill here in the bottom of the first, and we'll get to the starting lineup for the Cougars. A team that was highly successful offensively against the Bee Diggers in the first outing. Batting first for Resurrection Christian is the shortstop Brett Bakerski. The DH Caleb Robbins hits second. Catcher Del Richardson bats third. Luke Mons is the cleanup hitter. Josh Miller, the second baseman, hits fifth. Left fielder Nathan Wiggins bats sixth. The right fielder Kobe Bishop hits seventh. Center fielder Corey Wiggins hits eighth. And Jake Tomchek, the first baseman, bats ninth. The Bee Diggers defensively have Ryan Hirschfeld at first, B.J. Hirschfeld at second, Arnoldo Matos Garcia at short, Mikey Gutierrez is the third baseman, Brandon Walter in left, the center fielders Grayson Simmons, Zane Fow in right, Alec Peterson behind the plate, and Nico Guzman with a blazing fastball is on the hill. Here is Bakerski. Bakerski was 0 for 4 in their first meeting. The pitch, fastball is inside. This will be Nico Guzman's game because these guys can hit. And the better Nico pitches, the more the Bee Diggers can compete in this game. Wine in the 1-0. Bounces in the fastball. That's going to be the issue, whether Nico stays in control. 2 balls and no strikes. It's a sign. Wine and pitch. Swung on and popped up extremely high in the infield on the right side. The first baseman, Ryan Hirschfeld, drifting back, and he made the catch. Well, that should have been B.J. Hirschfeld's ball. Made the catch. I guess Ryan must have called him off, but that was a rather unconventional play. 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. Yeah, he caught it right around where B.J. Hirschfeld was basically planted. 1 down here for Caleb Robbins. Nico Guzman gets the sign And the offering. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Guzman ready. And the pitch in the dirt again. And the count is 2-0. Guzman gets the sign again. And the 2-0. That's a fastball for a strike. Right there at the knees. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike on Caleb Robbins. Winding the pitch inside. It clipped him on the jersey. So it's a hit by pitch. Allowing Robbins to reach. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up another big, strong right-handed hitter. And Del Richardson. And the offering. Fastball is in the dirt. 1-0 to Richardson. Richardson had a good game the first time. 3 for 4 with a double, a single homer, and 4 RBIs. And the pitch swung on and foul back. That levels the count at 1-1. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Follow us at KSIRsports.com by clicking on today's game, either on the faster or slower connection once you get to the initial page, and on Twitter and Facebook at KSIR Sports. The stretch and the 1-1 up and in. Try to throw a changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Bead Diggers were retired in order in the top of the first inning. Robbins takes a 3-step lead at first. Guzman stretches, and the pitch runner going is taken for a strike. The throw to the second on a hop. It bounces off the second baseman Montos and backed up in there by the center fielder Simmons. 2 balls and 2 strikes after the fastball found the knees. But it's a stolen base for Caleb Robbins. Guzman ready. The stretch. And the 2-2. Swung on, lined up the middle, and a nice snag on 1 hop by B.J. Hirschfeld. Throws to first, and Richardson is retired. And B.J. Hirschfeld had Richardson played perfectly because that was hit like a bullet. Advancing to third is Robbins. There's 2 down. And here is Luke Mont, the cleanup hitter, hitting with an open stance from the right side. Wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. And there's only probably about 15 feet between the catcher and the backstop, so a wild pitch doesn't necessarily score a run, just like in brush. And the 0-1 swung on and lifted in the air into left center field. That's going to drop for a base hit in the gap as Simmons gives chase around first. Headed to second is Mont. Scoring is Robbins on the RBI double, and Resurrection Christian leads 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. That sends up Josh Miller. He just hit that in a real good spot. Bead Diggers didn't have him played that way. Looking in for the sign is Guzman. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. To Josh Miller. And the pitch. Low in the dirt, in fact, with a fastball. It is 2-0. Guzman still trying to find his control here, but he does have 2 outs in the opening frame. The stretch 2-0. Again low. 3 balls and no strikes. He does have a base open. So a walk is no big deal at this point. On deck is Nathan Wiggins. Nico stretches. Nico delivers. Inside. Now, for some reason, Miller was standing there. I guess they do count by ones here. That's a walk. And Nathan Wiggins will step to the plate. With first and second, and 2 down, Wiggins was 2 for 5 in the first meeting against the B-Diggers with a double. The stretch by Guzman, and the offering. Fastball is low. Got a lot over the plate, but just not high enough. So far, Nico's on 12 balls and 7 strikes. 1-0, and the offering. Fastball's right down the middle for a strike above the knees, and that levels the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down, 2 on, 1 in the bottom of the first inning in Loveland. The Cougars lead the B-Diggers by a 1-0 count. Guzman delivers. Changeup is up and in. 2-1. Yeah, very few stands here. It's like nobody comes to these games, even though this has been a very good baseball team for a long time. 2-1 pitch. Inside. 3-1 to Wiggins. Went with a fastball again. With Kobe Bishop waiting to hit next. Off of second is Mont. At first is Miller. Guzman stretches. And the 3-1. It's in the dirt. He's walked another hitter. And the bases are loaded for Kobe Bishop, hitting from the left side, the first left-handed hitter in this lineup. And Guzman's going to work out of the windup, which is wise considering that he's got a 2-to-1 ratio. Balls to strikes, and most of that is out of the stretch. Wind and pitch. Fastball is right there for a strike on the outer half at the knees. And it's 0-1. At third is Mont. Miller at second. Nathan Wiggins at first. Bishop awaits the 0-1 offering. Swag and a miss at a fastball tailing away, and it's 0-2. This is the 7th hitter in the Cougar lineup. Kobe Bishop down in the count. Guzman gets the sign. And the runner goes home. Swing and a miss. And he was stealing home, Luke Mont was, but it doesn't matter. And I've never seen that. Stealing home with 2 strikes. I guess he was just trying to throw Guzman off his game, but he was able to strike out Kobe Bishop, and the inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the second. Resurrection Christian 1. Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the second inning after the most unusual ending to the first. I'll re-explain that in a second, even though I think I made myself clear. Swung on and fouled back. Nico Guzman, 5 RBIs against Highland 2 games ago. 5 for 5 with a 2-run homer on Saturday against Estes Park. On an 0-2 pitch, the left-handed hitting Kobe Bishop swung as Luke Mont was stealing home, and he was right on top. He was almost at the plate. About 15 feet away. Breaking ball is lined to center field. That's a base hit for Nico Guzman. Ball gets away momentarily, headed to second. Nearly came off the base, and he did. Guzman came off the base, and he's out. He went a little bit too far. Tagged out by Josh Miller. So that'll be a base hit for Guzman. And then he's thrown out at second. He stood at second, but then his foot came off, and he was tagged out for the first out of the second inning. Well, my question is, if Bishop makes contact and swings late, he could seriously hurt Monty, could kill him. That's why I didn't understand what was happening there, unless they were trying to get Nico Guzman to balk. Here is B.J. Hirschfeld. Wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike at the knees. Down the middle, it's 0-1. B.J.'s hit it out of the 8th position, out of the 2-hole, now out of the 5-hole. And the offering. Fastball is low. 2 for 5 was Hirschfeld on Saturday. in the victory over Estes Park. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. And the pitch swung on and foul back. Count at 1 ball and 2 strikes, but no doubt that Nico Guzman is on a tear for the Bee Diggers. That's probably about 7 or 8 trips to the plate in a row. He's had a base hit. Unfortunately, the base running hurt him there. 1-2 to BJ. Here it is. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. Stop, shop, and save on all your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. The Brush Grocery Cart in Brush. Well, obviously. Longtime supporter of Bee Digger Athletics. 2-2 pitch. That is just low and away. 3-2 to the Bee Diggers' second baseman. Jake Lohr, the tall, strong right-hander, delivers the pitch. Swung on and foul back. Count remains at 3-2. Richardson lays down the sign, the offering. Swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop backhanding Bakerski. The whole long throw to first is in time to retire Hirschfeld. Excellent play by Bakerski, and there's 2 down. Bee Diggers getting some better swings here in the second inning against the right-hander Lohr. Here's Oscar Soto. Oscar was 0 for 3 against Estes Park. Been in a little bit of a slump recently. Looking for his first hit in 4 games. Swag and a miss. With a big uppercut swing, it's 0-1. Richardson lays down the sign. And the offering. Inner half for a strike with a fastball just above the knees. And it is 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and away. And it's strikeout number 3 for Jake Lohr. He retires the side in order for the second straight frame. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Resurrection Christian 1, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 1-0 Resurrection Christian over the Brush Bee Diggers as we head to the bottom of the second inning. 8-9-1 for the Cougars. Corey Wiggins, Jake Tomchek, and Brett Bakerski against right-hander Nico Guzman. Both teams have just 1 hit. Well, we're only in the second. Nico threw 26 pitches in the opening inning, 15 for balls, and escaped the bases-loaded jam by striking out Kobe Bishop. He walked 2 and also hit a batter. And stepping in for Resurrection Christian is Corey Wiggins, who did not play in the first meeting. Guzman, the right-hander, is ready. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's 0-1. Yeah, big-time fastball when he locates it. No doubt about that. Bee Diggers playing without Kyle Rosenbrock today. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and the bat goes flying as he fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes. Wiggins is wearing batting gloves, but they did him no good in terms of grip. 0-2 to Wiggins. Guzman gets the sign and the offering. Fastball is down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peterson lays down the sign. And the pitch swung on and grounded off of Guzman. He's on the ground. He's getting up. And he'll get to the baseball, but it nailed him on the right ankle. Maybe the shin. He's walking it off. Hopefully he's okay. That was a bullet. Hit off the Bee Digger right-hander. He came right back up, but Coach Muniz is going to check him out before Jake Tomchek steps into the box. He'll have to take a warm-up pitch to make sure he's okay. As that was a shot, and it's off his left leg. which is the leg he strides with, not the one he pushes off of. And let's see, he'll take a practice pitch to make sure he can stay in the game. And it looked like a little bit of a strain. He'll take another. I don't think Coach Moniz was completely convinced. Yeah, he's definitely hurting a bit. I think they're going to allow him one more warm-up pitch, and then the determination will be made whether to keep Guzman in the game. The third of the three looked the best. And he took it off the ankle and the upper cleat at the same time. Guzman will remain in the game. And pitch to Jake Tomchek, the number 9 hitter in the lineup. With Corey Wiggins at first. Resurrection Christian at 14-2, and the Bee Diggers at 10-4 going into this one. So 2 solid baseball teams. But the Cougars are throwing their ace today, and so far that's spelling trouble for Brush, as Jake Lores retired all 6 Bee Diggers and has struck out 3. Stretch by Guzman, and the pitch squaring to bunt. It's way outside. No doubt the Bee Diggers' regular season schedule is tougher than Resurrection Christian. They play a 2A schedule with some softer opponents. That's why they schedule Brush. The pitch squaring to bunt and takes it low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. For the bottom half of the second inning, Resurrection Christian 1, Brush nothing in Loveland. 2-0. Guzman sets and delivers, squaring to bunt, and it goes to the screen. Ricochets back to Peterson, throws to second, but that'll be late. Corey Wiggins to second on a wild pitch, and it's 3-0. And the lineup's going to turn over here after this at bat to Tomchek. Guzman looks in. 3-0, squaring to bunt, takes it for a strike. On the outer half, thigh high, it's 3-1. As he went to the fastball. Huge lead at second for Wiggins. 3-1. And he bunts it right out in front of the plate. It's barehanded by Guzman. Throws to first high, and colliding are B.J. Hirschfeld and Tomchek. He's called out as he tagged him going by. And that could have been an injury right there for either player. That sacrifice is successful. 1-4. As Wiggins gets to third. That'll bring up Bakerski, who popped out to Ryan Hirschfeld on a ball that was hit towards second. They're playing in on the corners. The pitch fouled straight back on a fastball up and in. No balls and 1 strike. To Brett Bakerski. Guzman ready. And the pitch. Bounces it in there to the screen. Peterson gets to the baseball, but Wiggins will score on the wild pitch. And Resurrection Christian leads 2-0. And Bakerski up there now in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. So out of the windup now will be Nico Guzman. And the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded down to third base, foul. Now the count at 1-2. Very windy, fully equipped here. Got to be fully equipped for a game like this in terms of making sure you're not cold at all. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lined into right center field for a base hit on a changeup. And the Cougars pick up their third hit. As Bakerski reaches, here's Caleb Robbins. Robbins was hit by a pitch and is opening at bat and later scored. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be-delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time for you to recycle the old and get in with a new. Runner going, pitch out, the throw to second is right there, the tag, and out at second base is Bakerski. And they're 2 down. Perfect throw by Peterson, excellent call on the pitch out. And Bakerski was meat as Maltos Garcia applied the tag. Recycle the old and get in with the new appliances, by the way, at B&B Appliance. And the 1-0. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. To Caleb Robbins. Line and pitch to the screen. Over everybody there, 3-0. Guzman has walked 2 and hit a batter. Giving up 2 hits and 1 run in this inning. Three balls and no strikes. Wine and offering. That is right there for a strike on the inner half. 3-1. And Guzman delivers. Swung on and fisted slowly on the ground. The third baseman, Gutierrez, cuts it off. Sidearms to first in time and retired as Caleb Robbins. And that will end the bottom of the second inning for Resurrection Christian. They score a run on 2 base hits, no errors, and the bases were left empty. We head to the third after the break. It's the Cougars 2 and the Beatniggers nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Resurrection Christian Cougars lead the Brush Beatniggers 2-0 as we head to the top of the third inning in Loveland. 7, 8, and 9 for Brush. It'll be Mikey Gutierrez, Grayson Simmons, and Zane Fowl against the hard-throwing right-hander Jake Lohr. He's allowed 1 hit and struck out 3. Wine and pitch. Swag and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's 0-1. Gutierrez with an open stance from the right side awaits the pitch. Breaking ball is grounded right up the middle. Shortstop to his left. Bakerski throws in front of the bag, and just in time, Gutierrez got down the line. And first base coach Rich Gutierrez thought he was safe. But Mikey's called out on the slow roller. 1 down for Grayson Simmons. G-Man has hit the ball well lately. 2 out of 5 against Estes Park, 1 out of 2 against Highland. The pitch, fastball, a strike. Down the middle, just above the knees, it's 0-1, hitting from the left side. 2 lefties in this lineup today, Soto and Simmons. The offering, fastball's in the dirt. Levels the count at 1-1. There's the wine and pitch. Bounces that to the screen. 2-1. Before your next mixer or feeder truck purchase, compare the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. MMI International, 842-5161. MMI International, 2-1 pitch. Swung on and tapped up the first baseline. Should be an easy play, and it is for Tomchek, who steps on the bag. And there are 2 down. Two down for Zane Fowl, the right-handed hitting right fielder today for the Beatniggers. Lohr just doing his job, throwing a lot of strikes. 2-1 ratio. The pitch, the breaking ball is right over the plate at the knees at strike 1 on the inner half. Backed up Fowl a little bit. Lohr ready, gets the sign from Braderson. And missing another curveball. That was breaking down and away. It's 0-2. And that had lots of late bite to it. Pitch. Curveball outside. 8 today, and that makes 5 times consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Jake Lohr as we head to the bottom of the third. The score, Resurrection Christian 2, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Cougars lead the Beet Diggers 2-0 in the bottom of the third inning. I mentioned that Jake Lohr's retired the Beet Diggers in order in each of the first 3 innings. However, he's given up a hit. Nico Guzman tried to stretch a single into a double and actually got the second, but then his foot slid off the bag. Came off the bag and he was tagged out. So it's not a perfect game by any means, as Guzman now gets ready to face the Cougars in the bottom of the third with Del Richardson to lead off the inning, followed by Luke Mont and Josh Miller. And with the way Jake Lohr is pitching, 2-0 looks like 5 or 6-0 right now. So that'll put the onus here on Guzman to keep this game rather close, which it is right now. And here's the right-handed hitting catcher, Richardson. In his first at bat, Richardson grounded out to the second baseman, B.J. Hirschfeld, on a shot right up the middle. Guzman already has thrown 44 pitches through 2 innings, 23 balls, and 21 strikes. Peterson lays down the sign, and the pitch, fastball's up and in. Oof. If Richardson is shaving already, he nearly got another shave there. 1-0. Guzman ready, and the offering swung on and driven towards the shortstop and caught by Arnoldo Matos Garcia. That was fisted. I thought it was going to travel a little bit further. But Baby catches the soft line drive. There's 1 down. 1 down for Luke Mont, who doubled. And that scored a run in the first inning. Guzman ready. And the pitch swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop, Matos Garcia, has it. Long throw to first, and that is just in time. And Mont is out. 2 down in the bottom of the third inning. And Guzman allowing his fielders to make the plays, and that's what's going to keep the Beet Diggers in the game. That'll bring up Josh Miller, who walked. That first inning was a struggle with a couple of walks and a hit batsman, but Guzman allowed just 1 run. Line and pitch. The ball went to the screen, up and in. Miller's well off the plate, especially that front foot. It's almost on the third base line. 1 ball and no strikes. Guzman ready, and the pitch. And he bounces that one in there. He fell off the mound. 2-0. The bases are empty. With 2 down in the bottom of the third, the Cougars lead the game 2-0. Beet Diggers have league games coming up tomorrow and Thursday to close out Patriot League play. They'll play at home against Lions at 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSIR.com. Then Thursday in Greeley against University at 4 o'clock. The pitch swung on and lined into left field. That's a base hit. The 4th hit of the game for Resurrection Christian. And Josh Miller is now 1 for 1. Here's Nathan Wiggins, who walked in his first plate appearance. And as you can tell, this wind is kicking up big time. 2-step lead for Miller at first, now extends to 3. The Cougars have a stolen base in this game from Caleb Robbins, now stepping off as Guzman. Petey lays down the sign. The stretch by Guzman and the pitch. The runner goes. Nope, he bluffs. It's taken. And the throw back to first. Back in time. I guess taken a little bit low. Didn't see the strike called. 1 ball and no strikes. Miller got back in sliding at first. Guzman at the belt. The pitch squaring to bunt. And he fouls it off the umpire. It's 1-1. Wiggins was bunting for a base hit with a third baseman, Gutierrez, playing back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. In the bottom of the third inning, the Beet Diggers trail 2-0 to the Cougars here in Loveland. Back in the box is Nathan Wiggins, the number 6 hitter in the lineup. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and fisted again off of Guzman. Picks it up to the right of the mound, sets, throws to first, and late. It'll be a base hit, but that one might have gotten his glove or somewhere around the midsection. Second hit of the inning. This time he looks like he's going to be okay. Wow. He's going to start taking this personally. Yeah, he should be all right. That was not as hard as the earlier base hit that went off his ankle. Kobe Bishop, who he struck out in the first, will now hit. I tell you, he's just got some bad luck out there. 2 line drives. Little conference on the hill to make sure that Guzman's going to stay in the game, which he should, because that did not do that. Take an additional 3 warm-up pitches just to make sure he was going to stay in the game. So first and second with 2 down. And Kobe Bishop not only struck out, he struck out on 3 pitches with the bases loaded in the first inning. Guzman stepping off to recompose himself. The stretch by the right-hander and the pitch. Fastball is off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Try to hit the outside corner. Peterson lays down the sign. Big lead at second. Smaller at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. On a fastball on the inner half at the knees, it's 1-1. And Guzman constantly licking those fingers with a cold wind out here. The hands dry up. The offering outside with a heater. 2-1 to Kobe Bishop. The Cougars with a 2-run lead in the third. Looking back is Guzman. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is a strike. Looked like it was just below the knees, but it got the bottom of the knees. 2-2. Miller at second, Wiggins at first, Bishop at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The offering inside and low with a fastball. 3-2. The runners will be going on the pitch to Kobe Bishop. It's a 3-2 count. Guzman ready. And the 3-2. Way outside, not even close. Overthrew that fastball. It's a walk. The third issued by Guzman. He retired the first 2 hitters. And now the last 3 have reached 2 hits and a walk. Here's Corey Wiggins. He had that base hit off of Guzman's ankle. Wine in the pitch. Took something off it. It's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Got to throw the strike now if you're Guzman. If not, you fall behind in the count. The offering, very high. With a fastball, 2-0. Josh Miller at third, Nathan Wiggins at second, Kobe Bishop at first. Guzman out of the windup. And the 2-0. Fastball is right there, belt high down the middle. It's strike 1, 2-1. Got to duplicate that a couple of more times. And he can get out of this frame. Shakes off a sign. And the 2-1 pitch went behind him on the fastball, 3-1. And this is a game the Beet Diggers don't use any of their top pitchers because, their top 2, I should say, since it's a non-league game. Nico more than capable, but down 3-1. Fastball is right there. Down the middle at the knees, 3-2. Now the runners will be going with a pitch. Miller at third, Wiggins at second, Bishop at first, with the Beet Diggers down by 2 in the bottom of the third inning. Guzman's been in trouble all game long. And the offering, swung on, that ball's fouled off to the right. Count remains at 3-2. To Corey Wiggins. With the Beet Diggers trying to keep this at a 2-0 game. Wine and pitch. Swung on and fisted on the ground slowly toward short. Matos Garcia charges, throws to first, and it's going to be late. And now another runner takes off of the plate. Peterson is going to run him back to third, and Peterson is going to apply the tag for the out. A run does score on the play as Miller crosses home plate, but Wiggins trying to score a second run is out, and that does it in the inning. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors and 2 men left. 3 complete. It is Resurrection Christian 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Resurrection Christian Cougars have scored single runs in each of the first 3 innings and lead the Brush Beet Diggers 3-0. As we head to the 4th in Loveland, I'm John Beltran. Follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. Alec Peterson struck out to begin the game. He'll lead off. Look to the team at Aspen Rehabilitation. I tell you, the cold is getting to me. Inside Valley View Villa for your sports rehab, short-term or long-term care needs at 815 Fremont, or call them 867-8261. That's at Valley View Villa. Wine and pitch, squaring to bunt. It's a strike with a fastball down the middle to Jake Lohr. And it is 0-1 to Alec Peterson. Wine and pitch, swung on and popped up extremely high to shallow center field. Bakerski, the shortstop, is out. The center fielder, Wiggins, makes the catch at the last possible second, and there's 1 down. Peterson is retired. Here's Matos Garcia, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. Lohr struck out 3 and allowed 1 hit. It was a Nico Guzman single to lead off the second. The Cougars with a 3-0 advantage in the 4th. Jake Lohr ready, and the offering, and the breaking ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to the Beet Diggers shortstop. Wine and pitch, fastball, a strike. Thigh high down the middle. The count levels at 1-1. Have the Avalanche and Wild tonight at 7 o'clock. Pregame at 6:35 on 1010 and Game 6 of the Western Conference Quarters. The Avs lead 3-2. Fastball is lined and caught by the first baseman, Jake Tomchek. He stepped to his left and made the stab. If not, Matos Garcia would have had a base hit, but there's 2 down in the 4th inning. And the Beet Diggers are making contact. Lohr has pitched extremely well, but has had good defense to support that pitching. Here's Ryan Hirschfeld, who popped to left to finish off the first. Wine and pitch, and the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes to the Beet Digger first baseman. Lohr kicks and fires. Fastball way outside. Count moves to 2-0. Jake Lohr delivers. Swung on, pop foul, out of play. 2-1. These teams are a combined 24-6 on the season. Beet Diggers out of 3A, Resurrection Christian out of 2A. The pitch, fastball, is right there on the inner half for a strike at the knees. It's 2-2. Lohr working quickly. Hirschfeld calls time. With 2 down and the bases empty in the 4th. Hirschfeld digs back in. Wine in the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is outside. 3-2. The Bee Diggers have had one base runner. Well, Guzman was only on the bases for the base hit, and the breaking ball's in the dirt. It's a walk. What I mean by that, he singled, then got thrown out at second. He will now step in. Guzman has supplied the only hit for the Bee Diggers. They are getting out hit in this game 6-1. The Cougars have stranded 5. The Bee Diggers have stranded none. And Lohr working out of the stretch for the first time in the game. And the offering. Fastball is up and away. Guzman, I believe, has hits in his last 8 at-bats. Something ridiculous like that. 1-0. Swing and a miss. On a fastball down the middle. Yeah, he was 3 for 3 against Highland. He's got hits in his last 9 at-bats, including 1 for 1 today. The pitch. Swing and a miss again. Same location, belt high. And it's 1-2 to Nico Guzman. Richardson lays down the sign. Hirschfeld with a short lead. 1-2 offering. Down and a called strike 3. It looked a little bit low and away, but a called strike 3. And Guzman is done. And so are the Bee Diggers in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the 4th after the break. Resurrection Christian 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Resurrection Christian 3, Brush nothing. As we move to the bottom of the 4th inning in Loveland. It'll be Jake Tomchek, followed by Brett Bakerski and Caleb Robbins. 9-1-2 against the right-hander Nico Guzman, who has remained in the game despite a lot of problems with his control. 34 balls and 32 strikes to this point, but has escaped every inning with minimal damage. Tomchek had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat, so he is 0 for 0. No at-bats yet. First plate appearance. The pitch. Swing and a miss with a fastball right by him, thigh high. It's 0-1. Peterson lays down the sign. And the offering inside with a fastball. Leveling the count at 1-1 strike. To the left-handed hitting Jake Tomchek. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded to second. B.J. Hirschfeld on a big Sunday hop. Fields and then drops the ball. Wow. Yeah, that was right at him. That'll be an error on the second baseman. A perfect hop and somehow slipped out of his glove. First error of the game. Here's Bakerski, who's popped out and singled. 1 for 2. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads. Make fresh daily. Pair with your favorite coffee, lattes, or smoothie flavors, and you're set open 6 days a week. At 921 Edison Street in Brush, he bunts it out in front of the plate. Barehanded by Guzman. Sets, throws high. Off the glove of Hirschfeld. Up the right field line in foul territory. Runners advance to second and third. That'll be a sac bunt with an error. Again, a high throw by Guzman. Certainly a catchable ball. But the Bee Diggers commit their second error in as many batters. And now major trouble here in the 4th with Caleb Robbins at the plate. 0 for 1. Grounded out and been hit by a pitch. The pitch swung on and chopped foul up the third base side. And the ball, and the count, I should say. No balls and 1 strike. Now trouble has found the Bee Diggers, or they've found trouble here with the errors. In the top half of the 4th inning, they had man on base, and now in the bottom of the fourth, the Cougars have 2 on and nobody out. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball tailing in. It's 0-2 to Caleb Robbins. Playing halfway now in on the corners. Guzman stretches the offering. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Cougars have scored 1 run in each of the first 3 innings, but looking for a multiple run inning in the fourth with second and third and nobody out. The offering, and that is just outside. 2-2. I don't know how he missed with that pitch. That looked like the same one that Guzman was called out on when he was at the plate. The stretch. 2-2. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and in. Second strikeout for Nico Guzman as he fans Caleb Robbins. 1 down for Del Richardson, who's grounded out and lined out. So he's 0 for 2 in the game. If he allows any runs, this will be unearned for Guzman, considering the errors that were committed here. The stretch and the offering. Fastball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Visit Morgan Community College online, morgancc.edu. Imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Community College, 1 on line into left field. That's a base hit. Tomchek scores. Bakerski around third. He's going to be held up as Gutierrez picks off the cutoff throw. And it's 4-0, Resurrection Christian on the base hit by Del Richardson. That'll bring up Luke Mont. Mont doubled in a run and grounded out. So he, in the game, is 1 for 2. And the Cougars have still scored in every inning in this game. As Mont steps in. The stretch by Guzman. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting Luke Mont. And the pitch, runner going. Swung on line to right field. That is a base hit. And the ball gets by Zane Fowl. It's rolling towards the fence. Another runner is going to score as Richardson rounds third. He's crossing home plate. To third base is Mont. We'll call it a single and a 2-base error. 1 RBI for Mont, and the Cougars now lead 6-0. And Fowl has committed the 3rd error of the inning for the Bee Diggers. Josh Miller has walked and singled. Will have a visit to the hill. And now this thing is falling apart for Brush. But really what did them in were the errors. And 3 in this inning. John Hirschfeld Jr. out there to talk to his pitcher. Brush is now down by 6 runs in the game. And with Jake Lohr on the mound, the prospects of a comeback for the Bee Diggers are looking almost minuscule, if even that. So a man at third, 3 across in the inning. Conversation is broken up. And Josh Miller steps in. 1 for 1, a walk and a single. Line and pitch. Swung on and driven into deep left field down the line. That's a base hit. It takes a huge hop up against the middle of the fence. Scoring is Luke Mont. To second is Josh Miller. The RBI double has given the Cougars their 4th run of the inning. It's 7-0. And that was simply a rope hit by Miller. That'll bring up Nathan Wiggins. He's walked and singled. Miller now 2 for 2 in the game. Stretch and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. One ball and no strikes. And that offering is a strike on the outer half. Levels the count at 1-1. Guzman ready. The offering. Swung on and grounded to third. Nope, into left field beyond the diving Gutierrez for a hit. Moving up one base to third is Josh Miller. As Wiggins is now 2 for 2 in the game. That was just a ground ball through the left side. Not hit hard at all, but in the perfect spot. Here's Kobe Bishop, who struck out and walked. Cougars won here last year 10-0 over the Bee Diggers, and they're trying to do it again. They score 3 more runs, they could end this game pretty quickly. The stretch and the offering. Swung on, fouled back. One with a fastball, it's 0-1. This was a 3-0 game coming into the inning. But then the Bee Diggers got very charitable defensively. By no intention to, but that's just what happened. The stretch. 0-1 to Bishop. Swing and a miss, runner going to second. The throw on a hop, and it's a stolen base for Nathan Wiggins. Meanwhile, it's 0-2 to Kobe Bishop. Bishop did strike out his first time with the bases loaded. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss, and a ball down and away, and Bishop strikes out again. 2 down. Third strikeout. But now you got to deal with Corey Wiggins, who's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles, including one off the pitcher. And the last base hit came on an 0-2 pitch. Fastball's a strike. On the outer half at the knees, it's 0-1. Many of these runs are unearned because of the errors. And the offering. Swung on line and, a base hit. It looked like Matos Garcia had the line drive at short. Miller scores. Nathan crosses home plate. And it's 9-0. We'll give Wiggins a 2-run single, but that ball certainly should have been caught, or could have been caught. I would say that. But I think Baby thought he should have caught it, but it was hit so hard. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. And we'll take it with him. A 2-minute break with a score. Resurrection Christian 9, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Well, the new pitcher for the Bee Diggers is Jose Rodriguez. Corey Wiggins at first. They've plated 6 runs in the inning. Resurrection Christian now leading 9-0 in the bottom of the fourth. A line drive hit by Corey Wiggins. Headed towards the shortstop. Matos Garcia reached up and the ball was not in the glove on one of those liners, but we call it a hit. 3 for 3 now. Time check with a sac bunt and an error. The stretch by Rodriguez. The right-hander delivers. Fastball is up and away. Remember, Kyle Rosenbrock not here. Ryan Hirschfeld's going to stick at first base. This is a non-league game, so Bee Diggers will not throw Ryan Hirschfeld in this game. Plus, he pitched on Saturday. 1-0 pitch. Bounces in. Down and away, 2-0. Cougars with single runs in each of the first 3 innings. 6 so far here in the fourth. With a 9-0 lead on Brush. Peterson lays down the sign. And the 2-0 to Tomchek. And he takes it for a strike at the knees. 2-1. The Bee Diggers have committed a bevy of errors in this inning. It's been an ugly inning for Brush. The stretch by Rodriguez, runner going, and that's taken for a strike. To throw to second, safe on the slide, is Corey Wiggins. He's got the steal. It's 2-2 to Tomchek. And Tomchek actually began the inning hitting that grounder towards B.J. Hirschfeld, took a Sunday hop, and then he just dropped it. The stretch, and the 2-2. up and away, took something off at 3 balls and 2 strikes. To the left-handed hitting first baseman for the Cougars. Peterson lays down the sign. And the offering swung on and lifted towards the second baseman. Hirschfeld going out in right center field, and it's over his head for a base hit. Throwing home is foul, scoring is Wiggins, and the Cougars have played at 7 in the 4th inning, and now lead the Bee Diggers 10-0 on that Texas leaguer by Jake Tomchek. And here comes the top of the order, and Brett Bakerski. He's already batted twice an inning. He's popped out, singled, and a sacrifice bunt. He's officially at 1 for 2. The stretch. Rodriguez delivers. Swung on and lined into right field. That is a base hit. Tomchek to second. Rounding second. The ball is bobbled by foul, but he gets it back in, and now Tomchek to third. Runners at the corners for Caleb Robbins. And the Cougars have taken advantage of the Bee Diggers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Robbins is 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out earlier in this inning against the starting pitcher, Nico Guzman. And now if Jake Lohr retires the Bee Diggers without scoring a run, that would be it for Brush. Rodriguez gets the sign from Petey. The stretch and the offering. Up and in. Runner takes off for second. No throw. We'll call that defensive indifference over there instead of a steal. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering in the dirt with a fastball. 2 balls and no strikes to Caleb Robbins, the 12th hitter of the inning for Resurrection Christian. The pitch upstairs, 3-0. Let's hope it's only 10-0 by the end of this inning, because Del Richardson's on deck, and he can make it a lot uglier by the time this inning's over. Here's the wind, the 3-0. Down the middle for a strike with a fastball. It's 3-1. AC Ice, another proud supporter of high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice, the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. 3-2 to Caleb Robbins. At third is Tomchek. Bakerski at first. The wind and the 3-2 pitch. That is outside, and he walks. And watch out, because the bases are loaded for Del Richardson, who's grounded out, lined out, and driven in a run with a base hit in this inning. And this guy's got a big bat. Big, strong, right-handed hitter. Resurrection Christian's going to pick up their 8th consecutive win unless the Bee Diggers can pull off a miracle. One and pitch, and the breaking ball is a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. This is hitter number 13 in the inning for Resurrection Christian. The wind and offering. Fastball bounces away from Peterson, but not far enough for Tomchek to advance. Or the other runners, for that matter. 1 ball, 1 strike. With 3 on, 2 down, and 7 in the inning. JV game to follow. They'll have plenty of light if this game ends pretty quickly. The pitch. The breaking ball's in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. We've only played an hour and 16 minutes, and this game could be over in the next 5 or 10 minutes. 2-1 to Richardson. The offering. And the curveball's on the inside corner for a strike. It backed Richardson off the plate. But now the count evens at 2-2. Rodriguez out of the windup. Tomchek at third. Bakerski at second. Robbins at first. The offering. Curveball is grounded down the third baseline. Foul. That sounds like a broken bat, even though he's using... Well, is he using aluminum? I would think so. And a funny sound to it. Yeah, it's got an aluminum bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Richardson back in the box. Here's the wind by Rodriguez and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. And the count remains at 2-2. Bee Diggers at home against Lions tomorrow. That should be a much easier challenge than this game. They knew they weren't going to throw one of their top 2 pitchers, and they're on the road against the 14-2 team. Curveballs in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners will be going. On this pitch to Del Richardson from Jose Rodriguez. Gets the sign. Payoff. Swung on, driven down the line. Is it fair? It is. Headed for the corner. Tomchek scores. Bakerski around third. He will score. Robbins running on the pitch, heading to the plate. He's going to score. It's a bases clearing double for Del Richardson. Resurrection Christian 13. Brush nothing in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the best part of this game for the Bee Diggers will be the end of it. Luke Mont is the 14th hitter of the inning. He's doubled, grounded out, and singled. And Richardson will get a courtesy runner. Why not at this point? Yeah, it looks like a JV player out there. I don't have him on the roster. The pitch, swung on and grounded down the third base line. That is fair. Gutierrez long throw to first, and Mont is retired, and that ends the inning. However, the Cougars scored 10 runs in the inning on 8 hits, 3 Bee Digger errors, and a man left. Let's head to the top of the 5th. Brush needs 4 to extend the game. Resurrection Christian 13, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Chance for the Bee Diggers. They've got to score at least 4 runs to extend the game as they trail going into the 5th inning, 13-0 to Resurrection Christian. And I'm John Beltran in Loveland, where Jake Lohr has allowed just 1 hit. A base hit in the opening frame from Nico Guzman as B.J. Hirschfeld steps in. More than likely, no Bee Digger will bat 3 times in this game. The right-hander delivers, and the breaking ball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes to B.J. Hirschfeld. The pitch. Fastball is chopped to third, a big hop, and Mont could not see it. It's going to drop into left field for a base that will call it a hit. He could not see it. He lost it in the sun. That'll be the 2nd hit of the game. Yeah, if he clearly saw that, we'd call it an error, but it's obvious. Just like on that line drive that was hit towards Matos Garcia. Couldn't see it, so B.J. Hirschfeld, who grounded to short in his first at-bat, is now 1 for 2 in the game. Here's Oscar Soto, who struck out his first time to pitch. Swing and a miss. On a fastball down and in, it's 0-1. Loris Stone just 56 pitches in 4+ innings. 37 for strikes, 19 for balls. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss. Took something off it. It's 0-2. And the wind kicks up. What else is new? Hirschfeld off of first. And the 0-2. Fastball is just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Laura gets the sign. Pitch to Soto. That is a called strike 3 fastball in the inner half. Just above the knees, and there's 1 out. One out for Mikey Gutierrez, who along with many other Bee Diggers, hitless in the game. Gutierrez in his first at-bat, grounded out to short. And the offering. Fastball, a strike down the middle. It's 0-1. Should be 5 strikeouts for Lohr. We'll check the totals momentarily. Short lead at first for Hirschfeld. Calling time now is Mikey. No balls and one strike. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and popped. Foul off to the right. Oh and 2 to Mikey Gutierrez. 1 on and 1 out. Lohr gets the sign. And the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hirschfeld with a short lead at first. He won't be going anywhere. Down 13. The offering. Breaking ball down and away. Two and 2. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and driven foul and off to the right and out of play. Yeah, that's 5 strikeouts so far for Lohr. Remains at 2 and 2. Colorado Plains Medical Center, where expertise matters. They're a level 3 trauma center. They can handle any kind of emergency. That's Colorado Plains Medical Center. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. And the offering. Curveball called strike 3 down the middle. Strikeout number 6 for Jake Lohr. And there's 2 down in the 5th inning. And Grayson Simmons will be Brush's last chance. Zane Fowl on deck, might only bat once in the game. Simmons grounded to first in his first at bat. The Cougars with a 13-0 lead in the 5th. The right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss and a fastball above the letters. It's 0-1. Now you can see why the Cougars might win the state title this year. And Lohr can certainly get them easily through a game. And then he swings at that breaking ball. Did he hold up? Apparently held up. It's 1-1 on the breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Grayson Simmons with a man at first and 2 down in the 5th inning. The sign by Richardson. Step off by Lohr. Bead Diggers will lose for the 5th time this season. And it's not a league game, but it certainly matters in terms of seeding. In the 3A playoffs, curveball is a strike at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ready is Lohr. 1-2 pitch. And did he go there on a check swing? And they're going to say no. He held up on the fastball up and away. 2-2. B.J. Hirschfeld singled to begin the inning. Now they're with 2 down. Simmons awaits the 2-2. Outside with a fastball. 3-2. And now B.J. Hirschfeld will be running with the pitch. Lohr comes home. Swing and a miss. Simmons strikes out. And it's a complete game, a 5-inning 2-hitter for Jake Lohr. And the Resurrection Christian Cougars defeat the Brush Bead Diggers by a score of 13-0. Let us take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes and we'll wrap it up after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Bead Digger Post Game Show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design. Resurrection Christian defeats Brush 13-0 in 5 innings, 13 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 6 left on base for the Cougars. No runs, 2 hits. The Bead Diggers with 3 errors, all in the 4th inning, and 2 left on base. The winning pitcher was Jake Lohr, going the distance, striking out 7, and the loss went to Nico Guzman. A quick game, 1 hour and 27 minutes. The Cougars scored a run in each of the first 3 innings. An RBI double from Luke Mont in the first. Then Corey Wiggins scored in a wild pitch in the second. In the third, Corey Wiggins with a run-scoring single. And then the Bead Diggers committed 2 errors to start the 4th inning, and then a base hit and an error made it 3 errors on basically 3 plays. And then the floodgates opened. Del Richardson with an RBI single made it 4-0. Luke Mont with a run-scoring single with another run scoring on an error, making it 6-0. Josh Miller had a run-scoring double. It was 7-0. Then Corey Wiggins with a 2-run single, Jake Tomchek with an RBI single, and Del Richardson's 3-run double closed out the 10-run fourth inning as the Cougars moved to 15-2. The Bee Diggers dropped to 10-5. Bee Diggers are back in action coming up tomorrow at 4 o'clock at home. The regular season finale at home against the Lions. Again, 4 o'clock on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. Always follow us on Facebook and Twitter at KSIR Sports or Pitch by Pitch at KSIRSports.com. Great job today by our sound engineer and producer, Braden Godin. I'm John Beltran. The final score in 5 innings in Loveland, Resurrection Christian 13, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.